Hey Fit Fam, how's it going guys? So coming back at you guys on another Trainer Tip Tuesday. Yes, all right. So I love the chance, the opportunity to help educate you guys. So hinging, all right. So we talked about a deadlift before. We talked about a sumo deadlift. All right, there's another exercise that involves a hinging, or the hinging aspect. All right, so kettlebell swings, in case you ever wondered how to properly kettlebell swing it, okay? For those who are familiar with the kettlebell swing, all right, now I know if you've done CrossFit before, you're like, oh, I know what kettlebell swing is. Yeah, but sometimes, you know, you tend to drop on the squat, and it's not really necessarily what a swing is gonna do. Yeah, there's a squat to swing, but for the sake of this movement, all right, we're gonna go into a hinge, all right? Because ultimately that's what the kettlebell swing is all in the hips there. So I'm gonna set up my feet like I would for a deadlift, shoulder width apart, grab that kettlebell, center line, I create that tension, all right? Now, important things with a kettlebell swing that you need to keep in mind, that your arms are, they essentially, they do nothing in the essence that all you need to do is just hold this kettlebell as tight as you can and use your arms as hooks. Now, the hinge in motion, so you're gonna start like you would for a deadlift, right? You're gonna hinge at the hips, push the butt back, neutral spine. So about right here, your hands should always start right there above the knees, okay? At this point right here, okay, in this portion of the lift, I feel the upper tier of my glutes start to ignite and even lower and even slight quads there. So what you wanna do is use your hips, pop forward. Whatever momentum you get from that little pop, okay, you see I finished nice and tall. I'm not gonna lean back. I'm using all my hips there. Feeling my glutes, my lower back, my hamstrings. And I'm just gripping this kettlebell as tight as I can. My feet are firm, okay, going through that. And just a couple reps. You know, I can feel all that back half, okay? Again, glutes, hamstrings, slight lower back, even the core. Now, for the kettlebell swing, as I showed you there, now think about what you just saw, okay? I hinge at the hips, I push them back, and I propel them forward. Proper word, lack of better terms, it's a thrust, okay? Your hips go back, and you have to explosively push your hips forward. Propel, thrust, okay? Hinge, whatever you want to use, but essentially you're here, loaded up. Even as I squat down or slightly hinge over to pick this kettlebell up, say I go to that start position, right below the hips, my glutes are still back. Now I must push hips forward. Sliding forward. All back half. Hands at the hips. Head stays neutral. No higher shoulder height. Okay. Now to talk through it, so you can see that again. You want to make sure that you are using primarily nothing but your lower half, okay? I mentioned it earlier in the video, I talked about CrossFitters, right? Well, not knocking anything, okay? Hey, every exercise program is great for every single person to its own, whatever works best for your body type, right? So when I go into that and I talk about the CrossFit thing, is that sometimes if you came from there, you see that some doing this number, squatting down. That's not an actual hinging motion. That's a squat. You're dropping down. So you don't want to squat on a kettlebell swing. It's a hinge. Boom, hips are back. Okay, forward. I like to always think about, all right, for those who are moviegoers, all right, throwback, Happy Gilmore, it's all in the hips. But it's true, okay? It's all in the hips, all in that lower half. You gotta really make sure that you're thinking about using all this, you know, back half part. Your hamstrings, glutes, or gluteus maximus, many different parts of your glutes though, about 3. But nonetheless though, you wanna really make sure on that swing, shoulders are staying back. Again, talk about the head, neutral, ball, neck, underneath the neck there, apple, piece of fruit, whatever. At the top of the swing, you want to make sure again, so I'm going to use my hips to get this momentum going, and you just keep riding that momentum, just like a pendulum, okay? If you notice the pendulum, it just keeps going back and forth. It's the same thing with the kettlebell swing. I'm finishing nice and tall. I'm locked out the top by squeezing my glutes. I'm not going to do this and lean back. Now look at my back, look at my whole body. Makes an arch, okay? Reverse arch there. Like I'm going this way. That's no, like your body should be just flat and then come up, boom, straight line. Okay, so what that does is when you stop that kettlebell there, it creates that tension in your body to where, engage that core, those glutes. So kettlebell swings are really, really, really great to help build up posterior chain, meaning lower back, hamstrings, glutes. It does slightly get your quads, get your hip flexors in there, but it's a great explosive movement that you can use as cardio, burn tons of calories in there, burn tons of body fat, and build lean muscle tissue. So if you don't want to do all this jumping around movement, you don't want to do burpees and whatnot, if you had to choose, or if I had to choose one exercise besides, you know, the other cardio-based movements with weights, kettlebell swings is number one. Again, it just involves the entire body there. I know I focus, like I said, the back half, but you do build your grip strength. You do build explosiveness in those quads there as you got to shoot forward with those hips there. You create stability by standing in that one spot and not moving, okay? Again, core strength, okay? Kettlebell swings, again, just very important that you don't overarch that lower back. I'm gonna show again at the top of that swing, no leaning back like this, because that just puts too much pressure in that lumbar. You can really, really throw your lower back that way, as well as I did that. You can feel, again, I'm growing inside your legs there. You could possibly tear something in there. You don't want that to happen. So make sure that when you are swinging this kettlebell and you're getting this momentum going with that back half, again, no higher than shoulder height, okay? If you're going up here, then you're strong, okay? Like you're strong. You're strong enough to swing a heavier kettlebell. I say always start like a 15, 20, try about 10 reps. And if those 10 reps come up shoulder height, then they're relatively easy. Go up a little bit more, okay? Contrary to the belief, you want to get bigger with the heavier weights. You actually lean out and tone up more the stronger you get and the heavier you lift, okay? So we'll save that for another day. But I hope that helps y'all with those kettlebell swings. A reminder, feet firmly planted. Make sure you squat it down. Make sure you roll those shoulders back. Hinge at those hips there. Pop forward. Using only those hips. Finish nice and tall. Core is nice and tight. Belly button to that spine. Okay? Hope that helps out, y'all. Kettlebell swings. Trainer Tip Tuesday.